Hello, my little goblins. We're back at it again with this time a spicy one. This is one that's been waited for a little bit. We have Mathmechs. And Mathmechs, they're pretty damn good right now. You might know this because you probably see them everywhere on ladder. You can't escape them. I played a few of them myself. When I was playing Sky Striker, I played against it so many times, and I feel like that matchup is really rough for Sky Striker. And the main reason why it's rough is this card's really annoying for them to deal with. And this card also pretty much is a one-shot against Sky Striker 99% of the time, because all their cards are low attacking cards in attack position because they're link monsters. And you just go into this, they're unaffected by card effects, and you whack them for a bajillion damage, and they can't do anything about it. So the reason why this deck is so good right now, it has Mathmech Circular, which gave this deck an insane amount of consistency. Very easy way of getting into Mathmech Superfactorial, which gives you a huge disruption against your opponent on their turn. The deck pretty much is at its prime, I think, right now. I don't think it really... I think it goes downhill from here. I feel like if it gets hit... I don't know if it's going to get hit. I don't know. The deck's really good. It might just get power crept out. Like if they'll introduce a set that's like broken, they'll introduce Sprite or something, and then this just gets power crept out of the meta. But you're gonna see this deck a lot. I am going to say ahead of time, if you have Ghost Bell, Mansion Ho, let me just pull it up for you guys. If you have this card, replace Artifact Lancia with this card. This card is infinitely better in this spot. Honestly, Artifact Lancia did barely anything for me. Like, it's not the greatest card. So I would replace it with Ghost Bell. I just didn't feel like crafting it, and I didn't feel like dusting a bunch of stuff to craft it. It is a way better card, though. It's really good in the mirror, too. That being said, we're going to get into some games, and you're going to see how the deck performs and how it plays. So let's get into it. Hello, everybody. We're here, and we're playing against the President of the United States of America, Joe Biden. Bringing in the Biden files. And he's going to lead... Dude, he already has this? Actually, it probably doesn't take that long to get it. Alright, he's playing Sword Soul, so it's already cringe. Sword Soul is probably arguably the other like top deck in the format right now. And there's a few like really good decks right now. I just think Sword Soul, just because people stopped really playing it, I feel like it's still like a ridiculous deck. Like, it just has a lot going for it. And I don't even think you really go the Yang Zing version on it. You just go like the pure Sword Soul where you go into Protoss. And I feel like it's a very good counter to a lot of shit in the meta. I don't know. Just personally, that's what I think. So, our opponent's building their field. Our hand is pretty fucking wild, to be honest. We have Equation, which isn't bad, but we also have, like, Mining Double Small World, a little awkward. Oh, our opponent has just absolute everything. Alrighty. So, this is going to be a very tough board to build. Okay, so I'm also going to point out, if our opponent with the Protoss just called Light Monster, we just lose the game. We just scoop and go to the next one. There's not much you could do about that. It is what it is, because our entire deck is like Light Monsters, so... but we're going to start off with Circular. Circular's nuts. We're sending Mathematician. So this, honestly... People don't really know how Mathmech... If you don't play Mathmech, most of the time you're not reading these cards. You don't know how this deck works. So, right? Me sending Mathematician to the multiplier, multiplication, to the grave, this should set a red flag for the opponent. He should be honestly being like, okay, he's going to try and kill me now. Right? There's no other reason why you would summon that. So, we're going to summon Circular. I'm going to play Equation, which just brings back the card. I activate the ability of Circular. Circular gets negated by Effect Veiler. I actually want to point out, this is very important, because if he actually was smart, he would have Grandmastered the negate. Because Effect Veiler, I would have just kept it in your hand, because you can use it at any point in my turn. This, if I just end my turn now, you just wasted the opportunity to get a good negate off with this. And not only can he negate this, he can also use Chen Ying. That's his name, right? Chen Ying. He can use, I always mix up these names. He can also use Chen Ying to banish multiplication. It's a 1-of in the deck, but you have to actually know the matchup. He might not know the matchup that well, so Circular gets negated. It's like, okay, I'm going to activate Cyanite Mining. He activates Ash Blossom. Completely fine. Completely fine. Again, red flag should be going off for the opponent. Sigma comes up. He does not do anything to get rid. If he just negated at any point, because the banish would have forced Chen Ying's effect to banish. If he just did that at any point, I probably would have had a rough time this game. I probably would have lost, to be completely honest. But now he loses the game. Because I have multiplication, plus we just go into final Sigma. And guess what? He has a small attack here. So, it's going to be GG. Anything 2k or lower is over 8,000 damage. Goodbye. Hello, we're back with game number 2. And this time we're playing against Shimakaze, who's playing Spellbooks. So, when you're playing at Spellbooks, it's most like he's playing Sky Striker. I mean, look at his sleeves. But you always want to just save Ash for Judgment. Because if he baits out Ash and he already had Judgment in hand, right? You're probably going to lose. You're going to have a rough time. So, he's doing all his stuff, whatever. It's all whatever from here. We stop Judgment. That's all we could do really this turn. He goes to Shizuku, Royal Rare, so he has extra power. And he sets 1 card. Now, a lot of people are going to say this is controversial. I use Cyanite Mining. If you play Sky Striker, most Sky Striker decks, I would say like most of them, most of them play 1, maybe 2 Shark Cannons. You can't like always know when they're gonna Shark Cannon you. But I know from playing Sky Striker, this deck has a very hard time dealing with Geomac to Sigma. The only out they have for it is Kaiju. And I'm telling you right now, since he was really early on the Shark Cannon, right? And I also want to point out, even if his Ghost Spell went off and I didn't have Equation in hand, I could have just searched Equation off Circular. So this is literally all you have to do to beat is just Sky Striker. I mean, granted, they have like a little bit more nuance, a little more extra cards to play against. It's a little different, but we just go into final Sigma. He's a Sigma male. You know what that means. 6k. He's dead. He's dead. He's dead. I know this because I play Sky Striker, and this deck is really annoying to play against. It's so aggravating to play against. You have to know exactly what cards to dismantle against it, or you're just going to lose. And that's why Shimakaze smells. Hello and welcome back to game number 3, and we're playing against something, whatever this guy's name is. Our hand is pretty bussin', I would say. We Cyanite Mining to get Diameter, play Circle, send Mathematician. He's gonna Max Seed. Dude, I get Max Seed like every game. I got Max Seed so much last night, it's not even funny. When I was playing this deck on stream, you can also watch me on stream at Fatzoid TV. I stream on Twitch. Check it out. I also stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, and sometimes Fridays. Friday, we're actually hosting a tournament. It is a GX tournament. Should join it. But we're going to this. We pretty much set up a negate. So if our opponent has a way of like stopping us, because we're going for a kill. Like, I'm sorry if you're just gonna pass your turn over to me. I'm going to go for a kill. There's no doubt about it. So we're gonna go. I'm just gonna speed this up. We go Update Jammer, Transcode Talker. You guys know how it is. He goes for Called by the Grave. So this is really important. So since he went for Called by the Grave here, right? on my update jammer, I have to stop that. Because if he's... Then I lose my OTK. And if I lose the OTK, he's going to have his turn with 600 cards. So, the good thing is, I don't really have to give him any more draws. Because he's just dead if he has no answer for this on the board. Because multiplication makes us 46, and then boom, we're going to attack. This does not work because these are outside effects. The reason why that doesn't work is it'd be like negating a card that has like fucking equip spells to it and expecting the equip spells to get negated. It doesn't work. Boom. He's dead. Goodbye. GG. It was nice. Little quick game for you guys. Hello, we're here at game number 4, and we are going first. And our hand is actually not bad. We discard Sigma, add Circular. Circular is going to be sending Diameter. Honestly, sending Diameter is not very good in this situation. I think that was a rookie mistake. But also, I think in that situation, you already have a Sigma in the graveyard. I think you send a Multiplication just to set it up for another turn. Just because there's no point you want to get a Diameter in your hand anyway, right? So like when we go into Albertion, whatever, we're gonna be adding Diameter. It's your best card to add because it lets you get 2 monsters on board. And you need 2 monsters to do this combo. So this is what you're supposed to do going first, for the most part. You go into links. You go into the links here. We got some hand traps. You have Super Factorial. Really nice Ash Blossom we pulled off the top. We were able to send that to Nibiru back. We go into Cyberus Wicked. Cyberus Wicked is a really good card. This card lets us grab Diameter out of the deck. Also lets us grab pretty much any tuner, but Diameter is the main card you want to grab. And this is kind of the board you usually have. You have Mathmech Factorial, IP Masquerada, and we have Cyberus Wicked. I put everything in a row for the off chance we're playing against Mech Knights, but usually it's not a problem. He's going to go for the Tenyi Spirit. I play against a lot of Sword Soul, which is a very, like I said, strong deck, so... We're going to activate Super Factorial. We get all 3 of our monsters out. Then we go into La Piscine. So this card's insane. So now we get to activate its effect. And Wicked's effect activates again. I think we just grab Sigma. I think it's the last one in the deck. We just got rid of both his Tenyi Spirits. Then Pot of Desires gets Ash Blossomed. And then he tries to cross out that, but he forgets that our card, since it was made with Diameter, has a negate. An Omni Negate for this turn. So then we Omni Negate the cross out. And he's pretty much fucked, because now what we could do if we wanted to, we could IP Masquerena into Appaloosa, and we have more negates. He's just fucked. There's no way he can play this game now. It's GG. This was why the deck is nuts. It's very versatile. Hello, everybody. We're here again with, guess what? Game number 5. And we're going first again. I like going first because you should be going first with this deck. But I showed a lot of games of me going second where I just one-shot someone. At least going first, I get to show you guys like how the deck performs, like when it's supposed... Because this is what you're supposed to be doing. And you guys might be saying, oh, why did you play it like that? Why did you grab the Sigma rather than special summoning it? I did that because, honestly, I wanted to get Diameter Negate up, but I realized it doesn't really matter too much. Because when you do... Yeah, it does matter, kind of. But if your opponent's smart and they're having Nibiru, they're just going to Nibiru after this card's guard anyway. But, if you feel that your opponent has Nibiru, like, you have like a... Like some shit happens, like a pause or whatever, then maybe you don't go into the IP Masquerena. Maybe you just keep this out. So, something to think about. We're gonna grab Diameter. We have a very insane... Dude, our return, our backup return is insane. We're playing against Mathmech themselves. We're gonna max see them. He's gonna cross out. That cross out's completely fine. Because now we can Super Factorial. Because remember, if you're playing against Mathmech, technically you could cross out Designator your Super Factorial. Pretty positive, right? Yeah, you could do that. So His card's going to come out. We have a Diameter's Negate now. And we're going to be able to send Circular to the graveyard immediately. And we can snipe a card out of his hand. Which is good, you know? It's good. It's real good. Gets me a little moist. Yeah. We're just going to negate that. The reason why we negate that is because we're just going to straight up go into Appaloosa. So if you're straight up going into Appaloosa, there's no point to really hold on to that negate anymore. Having the 3 extra negates when you have those 3 cards in hand is pretty devastating. He's got to activate Addition. We just stopped that. He already used his normal summon. This was his normal summon. That's kind of brutal, right? And he goes into Lingaribo, which is going to do jack shit. Then he sets his own... So he sets his own Super Factorial. Little spoiler. But he has no Diameter in the graveyard, so he's fucked. We activate Eccentric to pop it. He's just fucked. If you don't have Diameter, you can't negate. He's not going to be able to stop the negate off of my Appaloosa, and then we just win the game from there. Because we'll be able to Lava Golem, or don't even need to Lava Golem, and then play everything else, and he just loses. So, get pooped on, you little silly Billy. Hello, and this is game number 6. This is going to be the final game. I honestly had so many games to pick from, so I didn't really... I tried to pick games that were, like, relatively close, but dude, it was hard. It was hard to pick games that were close. A lot of games were like blowouts. So, playing against a Labyrinth deck, pretty tough. I would say it's pretty tough because they're going first, so they get to set up. If we were going first, we would just decimate them. It wouldn't even be close. But we opened up our Cosmic Cyclone. We get rid of the field spell because he most likely has Welcome. There's a Maxi. Okay. Again, annoying. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I've played through every single Maxi. There's not a single Maxi I have not played through. Because I just don't give a damn. Simple as that. He activates Dimension Barrier. This is where he just truly messes up. I know he calls Synchro because he doesn't want to get one shot. But I still had no way of going into, like, I didn't have the card yet. I guess I could have easily gone into, but no, it's just wrong. It's just 100% wrong. 100% in this situation, if you're playing against Mathmech, you activate Dimension Barrier, dude, call XZ. Because unless I have multiplication in the graveyard, I don't really have a way of going into it. You know? Like, a Circular is my way of sending a card to the graveyard. I already committed to sending Sigma. Like, there's no reason why you just don't call XZ here. Because now I'm going to be able to go into Alimber. Alimber, I could search out anything, and then I could just continue comboing. So, this is a huge problem on his end. He pops my Sigma, which is really annoying, because then it just disappears. I do have Diameter, though, which is good. He activates 600 cards in a row. Kind of annoying. And he's going to draw and then set a card. Which I'm actually completely fine with. He can't activate it anyway. Lingaribo. So the reason we go into Lingaribo is because Diameter is going to grab a card anyway. So I may as well get the value out of that. Plus, it actually does become relevant. Surprisingly enough. So we go into Subtraction. He activates Black King. King Blackjack. So this card's really annoying because it sets punishment. And when you activate a card off Blackjack, it lets you use the... You can activate it this turn. So he activates Dogmatic Punishment. This is where things are really tough. I have to activate Lingaribo, which is... You don't understand. If I didn't... Dude... The game was over because I would be able to do the access code one-shot line, right? But now since I'm gonna have to use this card to do that line. And if he had, like, I keep getting notification this guy has Nibiru. So, like, I'm like pretty sure I'm just gonna lose this. I go into Update Jammer, and my goodness, my opponent did not have Nibiru. He just top decked Nibiru right there, and then it activates it immediately. Probably the worst time Nibiru possibly, because he must have just forgotten that this card can negate. So I'm like, okay, I get my negate at value out of this. Beautiful, beautiful negate. You go into Transcode Talker. Royal Rare, like how we like it. Bring that shit back. Run it back with access code. Oh, dude, it's so juicy. Oh. And then he just loses. Goodbye, Taco. Goodbye. It's not even how you spell taco. Alright, we're going to go to the recap and we'll talk how the deck performed. Hello, welcome to the recap, and I just want to say thank you for watching, and if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. It helps out the channel a ton, and it lets us push to our goal, which is 10,000 subs. So, that'd be pretty cool. Also, join our Discord. The link is down below. And finally, we have a tournament coming up this Friday. We're talking about 1/20/2023, and then it's at 6 p.m. Eastern. First place prize is $50. It is a GX tournament. You can find the rules in the Discord. I don't know why I said that like that. Discord. But you can find the description there if you guys are interested in doing that. Should be pretty fun. So let's talk about how this deck performed. This deck is absolutely nuts. Like, I'm talking about absolutely bonkers. It's clearly one of the top decks. I'm not going to say it's the top deck, because I do think there's some other decks in the format is pretty comparable. Like, I think Sword Soul has been consistently consistent. And that deck's pretty good. It's really good. I think it's one of the top decks. Let's just say if there's like 4 top decks in the format right now, it's one of the top 4. Okay. I won almost every single game on stream. Barely lost. I lost maybe like I can count on my hand in a 3-hour section. In a 3-hour session, we went from Plat 3 to Diamond 4 easily. Like, I'm talking about, this is the easiest deck I've ever climbed. And I literally just picked this deck up starting today off, not knowing what the hell I was doing, and I played some solo modes, got my combos down, and then boom, jumped into rank on stream. And the deck half the time pilots itself. Just gonna say that. It's extremely powerful. Your opponent's not gonna feel good really negating anything. You could play underneath Max C because you can get early negates up with Albrechtien. I wouldn't recommend playing underneath Max C unless you're going second, because if you're going second, you can just kill them. And the way you kill them, obviously, you kill them Access Code Talker or Yugioh Mathmech Final Sigma. But you got to remember, Yugioh Mathmech Final Sigma, this card is really strong. But for you to OTK someone, you need multiplication for the most part to double its attack. Other than that, you also have to remember that Circular makes it so you can only attack with 1 monster for the rest of the turn. So this is why you usually win with Talker or this. Because Talker with Update Jammer lets you attack twice. So it's easy to kill people. So, because it's not attacking once, just with 1 monster. So if the monster attacked twice, you can win. You get how it works. You're going first turns, which I recommend going first with the deck, are very powerful. As you've seen, you can set up, not only can set up an Omni Negate, you get rid of 2 cards, a card in the field, card in their their hand, and you also have another body, so you can go into Apollousa after you use your negate. So in my opinion, that's insane. That's like really powerful, like turn 1 board. That's like super easy to go into. You've seen, I had 1 card in my hand. I had a Sigma in my hand and Cyanite Mining, just because all you need is Circular. You just have 1 Circular, you can do full combo turn 1 board, because that's just how the deck is. But yeah, it's really good. And for the people who don't know how the deck plays, the turn 1, I mean, you watch the games, but for people who really who don't really pay attention to how things work, you pretty much, you play Circular, you 99% of the time send Sigma. Sigma's effect activates, special summon in the field. You go into Albrechtien, And then you use this card's effect to add diameter to hand, normal summon diameter, special summon one of your cards from the graveyard, and then you can go into Link Disciple, Link Devotee, and then tribute this Devotee to go into... honestly, a play you could do too is you can use the Albertian whatever to tribute the Devotee. So this card is you spawn the tokens plus you get another rank 4 Mathmech card, and that would let you go into Lingaribo plus Cyberus Wicked plus IP Masquerena. And you might be saying Lingaribo, that seems kind of lame to do, but this card does like help you protect yourself against imperm. So if your opponent's holding an imperm or he draws an imperm, so you can save your negate from your super factorial. Just saying. Or you can stop the imperm that's going to go on IP Masquerena. So it's something actually useful there. And then you get the, obviously you get the super factorial from the circular. And yeah, and that's pretty much your turn 1 board. It's pretty nuts. I feel like it's really hard to lose with it. Unless your opponent has literally everything. I don't know. Would I change anything about the deck? Yeah, I already said before. Replace all Artifact Lancias with Ghost Spell, and I think the deck's fine. I don't know if it's perfect. I don't know if the numbers are perfect, but I think it's really good. The reason why we have Lava Golem, the reason why we have some of these weird cards you're seeing, like Archfiend, Eccentric, and Lava Golem and stuff like that, is because they are targets for Small World. So it's an easy way to search for the Lava Golem in case we want to tutor out that card. So, yeah, the deck's good. Build it if you want. I think the deck's insane. I don't even think it was that expensive to build. Other than getting the circulars, like 3 circulars, you're talking about 6 ultra rares, assuming you have everything else. And I had everything else. I was just missing these 3, and then 1, 2, 3. These cards come from a structure deck, so a lot of these cards are pretty manageable to get. If you're gonna get the ghost spells, obviously, crafting those would be another 3 ultras would be rough. But I hope you guys enjoyed that. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna say for right now in the current meta, I give this deck a 9, even possibly a 9.5. I just feel like it's that strong. I don't know. Maybe it was just like the pool I played in, but like, dude, I played like 30 plus games and we just won most of them. I barely lost. It's pretty nuts. And then on a tier list on 1 to 3, I'm gonna say it's a tier 1 deck. Obviously, I put it right up there with Sword Soul, Despia, all those other decks. Like it's a clear tier 1 deck right now. So it's definitely something to watch out for. But like I said, they're either gonna ban something in some of these decks to freshen up the meta, or what's going to end up happening is these cards are going to get power crept out by releasing things like Sprite or what's the other broken cards that are out? There's other broken cards that are out. I just, for some reason, I'm blanking on them. You guys know what they are. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, though. And remember, like the video, comment down below what you want to see next, and maybe we'll make that happen. Goodbye.